Part 1. My HOA president said I couldn't park in my own driveway, so I gave her exactly what she asked for. I, 33M, live in a pretty quiet suburban neighborhood that has a homeowners association, HOA. For the most part, the HOA is just a group of people who send out newsletters about lawn care and put up cute flags for holidays. I didn't have any major issues until Susan got elected president. Susan is in her 50s, lives 2 houses down, and somehow thinks she was put on earth to enforce aesthetic harmony. She's the kind of person who has a tape measure in her purse to check grass height and once emailed someone at 6:45 a.m. about a trash bin being out too early. When Susan became HOA president, she made it her personal mission to restore order. Her main targets? Cars and driveways. She said cars and driveways disrupted the visual flow of the neighborhood. Now, our HOA bylaws do technically say that vehicles should be garaged where feasible, but nobody really followed that because 1, people have more than 2 cars, and 2, our garages are small and mostly used for storage. I have a 2015 Jeep Wrangler. It's not some rust bucket. It's clean, well-maintained, and I parked it neatly in my driveway like I've done for the past 5 years. That wasn't good enough for Susan. She left me a printed warning letter on my door saying I was in violation of HOA policy and would be fined $50 per week if I didn't start parking within the garage enclosure. She also CC'd the entire HOA board and added some passive-aggressive remarks about setting an example. I was furious. My garage has shelves, tools, and bikes. It's not practical to squeeze my Jeep in there without gutting everything. I emailed her back, trying to reason with her, but she was smug and condescending. Her exact words, "The rule is clear. You're required to park in your garage. No exceptions. If it's not inside the garage, it's in violation." Okay then, that weekend, I cleared the garage just enough to fit the Jeep in. But here's where the malicious compliance comes in. You see, the rule didn't say the garage had to be closed, so I started parking the Jeep inside the garage and leaving the door wide open. Every night, every morning, rain or shine. And I didn't stop there. I strategically rearranged my storage so that everything messy, paint cans, old Halloween decorations, my lawnmower, was in full view from the street. My neighbors noticed. Susan definitely noticed. I saw her standing at the end of my driveway one morning, arms crossed, glaring at the open garage like it had personally offended her. She sent another letter. This time she asked me to also keep the garage door closed for visual cohesion. I replied, "Per your previous message, the only requirement was that my vehicle be parked within the garage enclosure. There is no mention of the door being closed. If you'd like to change the bylaw, I'd be happy to vote on it at the next meeting." I knew she didn't have the votes. People were tired of her micromanaging. And then came the kicker. Another neighbor, Dan, who has a vintage truck, got hit with the same warning about parking in his driveway. When he found out what I was doing, he joined in. Then 2 more families did it. Suddenly, we had a row of open garages every night, all stuffed with clutter and parked cars in awkward positions. It looked like the neighborhood was having a yard sale 24/7. The board started getting emails. People were embarrassed to invite friends over. And guess what? At the next HOA meeting, 3 board members voted to review and potentially amend the parking clause. Susan tried to argue it was about community standards, but by then, the rest of the board was fed up. She had pushed too hard, too fast, and now her own rule was backfiring. But the best part? Like and follow for part 2.